What's going on, King of Kings family? It's day 24 of our Lent campaign, dwelling on the Gospel of John through the 40 days of Lent. And today we're in John chapter 13, verses 1 through 20, where we see Jesus washing the feet of his disciples. And the thing that really just amazes me about this story every time I read it is that Jesus washed Judas's feet. He sat down and had a meal at the table with Judas, knowing full well what Judas was going to do. And then he goes individually to each one of his disciples, including Judas, and he washes their feet. He serves them in the most basic and really even humiliating way possible, because people in that day, their feet were disgusting. They didn't wear tennis shoes. They wore sandals. And, the roads they would walk on were filthy and dusty and filled with animal stuff. And just they when they'd come in from the day, their feet would be, and they walked everywhere, so their feet would be disgusting. And for a rabbi to do this for his disciples was just unheard of. And this is where you see Peter's reaction about this. Peter thinks that this is beneath Jesus, and yet Jesus takes this posture of servanthood, even with the person who's going to betray him. And I think we struggle sometimes in our service of others. We put limits on who we will serve and in what situations we will serve. And I think that's particularly relevant as we now enter into a real season of maybe difficulty with this coronavirus. And who will we serve? Will we serve those who maybe have the coronavirus or might be exposed to it? How will we serve them? Will we give up our pride, our position, our resources to help those in need during what's going to be a difficult time? And Jesus models for us that even to the person that he should be the most resistant of, or maybe even hate, he demonstrates this incredible act of love to an incredible act of service to Judas. And so the question for you today is this: what limits do you place on your willing to serve others? And the thing we have to remember is that Jesus went all the way to the cross to serve us, and he calls us to discern God's will and to be available to do the same. And I think there will be ways in which we'll be challenged with that in the coming days, and so we'll need the Lord's leading and the Lord's guidance, and we'll need the support of one another as we navigate these difficult times ahead. But the posture that Jesus shows in the midst of what was going to be a very difficult time for him is a posture of service, and he calls us to do likewise. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.